Ancash or from Anchor. Ancash is a land of contrasts. It features two great longitudinal valleys, which combine the mountain characteristics of the Caerhon de Villers with the sylvan ones of the Alto Maranon. Kilometers of sandy beaches in the blue waters of the Pacific. The territory of the coast, high plateau and Andean punas of the department are flat, while the rest of the territory, in the Andes, is very rough. In the west, there are slopes with strong declivity form narrow canyons with abrupt and deserted sides. The rough territory of the department is crossed by two mountain ranges. On the western side, the Cordillera Negra, also along the Pacific slopes. The Santa River has shaped a wide valley in the Punas which narrows into the Cordillera Negra, where the Canon del Pato Canyon was formed. The snow-covered peak of Huascarán, the highest peak of Peru and second of the Americas, reaches a height of 6,768 meters and contrasts with the 6,263 meters deep trough of Chimbote found in the ocean west of Ancash. Remnants of glaciers created many lakes such as Tlanganuco Lakes and Lake Paron. Following the Pan-American Highway north from Lima, the territory of the department begins just beyond the fortress of Paramanga, between wide fields of sugarcane, and across the Fortaleza River, 206 kilometers from Lima, along the coast of Ancash. From the Fortaleza River to the Santa River, the Pacific exerts great influence. The Peruvian current and the El Niño current exert considerable and sometimes tragic effect on local lives and regional economies. Normally, the Peruvian current, also known as the Humboldt current, brings cold water and large numbers of fish. With the development of the shoals of Anchovita, the Ancash ports and creeks became commercial fishing centers. During the 1950s, the Bay of Chimbote was the top fishing port of the world. However, when warmer waters from the north, such as the current of El Niño, bring catastrophic rains to the coast and sea, the shoals of Anchovita disappear, leaving the fishing fleet's plants paralyzed, and flooding rivers cause serious damage to the lands and cities. The cycles of these two sea currents that affect Peru are hard to predict. Further north along the Pan-American Highway, numerous islands and islets dot the sea near the coast. Most are home only to guano seabirds. From south to north, the most important islands include Tortuga Island and Santa Island. The coastal region of Peru includes many peninsulas, creeks, warm bays and sand beaches, full of color, because of the lack of roads and difficult terrain. Many of these are inaccessible by land. The most important beaches include Grande Beach, La Gramita Beach and Las Salinas Beach. Much of this coast is a monotonous stretch of huge sand deserts, a common denominator in all Peruvian coastal regions because of the influence of the Humboldt current. Along the rivers, there are green valleys, cultivated mainly with sugarcane, rice and cotton. From south to north, the main rivers of the Ancash coast are the following: Hami, Calabras, Casma, Sachin, Napena, Lacramacar and Santa. Of these rivers, the only one with water year-round is the Santa River. Its sources are the glaciers and lakes of the Cordillera Blanca. The other rivers, as with most rivers of the Peruvian coast, are intermittent, depending on the highland rains or the advance of El Niño. Between 400 and 600 BC, the first Peruvian civilization, known as Chavan, originated and flourished in this zone. The importance of this culture lies not only in its antiquity but in the history and culture it shares with other cultures along the Andean and Amazonian territories. As archaeologist Julio C. Teo put it, Chavan was the mother of all the cultures that later bloomed in the Old Peru. The name Chavan comes from the Quechua word chopping, which translates as center or headquarters. Teo believed that people came from the Amazonas, scaled the Andes, and developed the Chavan culture. During the Inca Age, the population of the Santa Valley was assimilated into the Inca Empire by Pachacati. The first Spaniards came to Villers attracted by the fame of the silver veins of the department. In time, the Spanish destroyed the Inca cities. It was during this time that Jerónimo de Alvarado founded the city of Huaraz. Though in the colonial age this city held little importance and its artistic and cultural life did. not have much relevance. It became the headquarters for Simon Bolivar during his campaign to liberate Peru. The Department of Ancash was created following the defeat of the Peru-Bolivia Confederation by the combined forces of the Peruvian Restoration Army and the Chilean Army at the Battle of Yungay in 1839. The 1970 Ancash earthquake devastated the department, killing more than 50,000 people and damaging 186,000 houses in one of the deadliest natural disasters in Peru. Today, most of the Ancash population is concentrated in the Callejón de Huaylas. Beginning in